So I've redone this video a couple times and I keep making mistakes, but I really want y'all to have the best quality out there so you can get the best quality tracks. So in this video, I'm going to talk about how to export your stems like a professional. So there's about four or five easy steps. Step one, name your tracks and name them correctly. So the way that works is you choose the instrument name and then the part. So if you have multiple parts, like for here, you'll see I have two basses. They're one bass together, but they're two separate instances to play two different parts, and I'm using them like a layer system. So it's set up as bass low and bass top. And then the sub is also labeled bass sub. The reason I do that, when you load it up into the mixer, it just makes it a lot easier to see things, and you don't have to go, okay, so top bass. What is top bass? You go bass. Okay, I know what it is. Top. Okay, I know what part that is, and you're good. Now we can move on to the next step. Route your tracks. The reason you want to route your tracks out, this is the way we're going to be rendering it. We're going to be rendering mixer slots. And yeah, so that's pretty simple. Just route it out. Anything that's its own instrument can get routed out. But in my track, I have a different E piano for the intro than I do for the main part. Reason being is one has auto panning, making it go left and right, and the other's pretty much mono. I don't need separate tracks for those because I know they're going to be mixed the exact same way. So they share one slot, E piano. Now we get to the next part, set levels. Your kick drum should be at -6. You can use an RMS meter, you can use a VU meter. Just set it to -6. That'll give you enough headroom and give your engineer enough headroom if you're sending it off, so that you don't have to go, okay, this is already clipping, I have to turn everything down. If you set your kick to -6 and then build your other tracks around it, you'll give yourself ample headroom and you're going to keep your mix engineer from hating you. Perfect. So now that you've done that, you're going to go to Options, General, Project. You're going to select a folder. The reason why you want to select a folder, FL tends to back up all your audio files to a random folder. Usually it's Slice Beats, rendered files, or Project Bones. You don't want that. You want to know where every piece of audio is. So usually make a folder, title it the song name, save the project and this will make all your audio files that you render in that project or record in that project go into that folder. You should be doing that from the beginning, but a lot of people don't know. As a matter of fact, myself, I only learned this last year, halfway through. And if I had known this years ago, I wouldn't have accidentally deleted many, many recordings that I need. So once you got that folder set up, we could actually start going and naming the files. Naming the files is the most important thing. So at the bottom of this, you'll notice a white dot. Some of these are red, but for this, go to the white one. You're going to right click. You're going to set your file name for your first file, which in my case is my kick, 001 kick dash the BPM of the song, which in this case is 144, dash what key the song is, C major. If it's C sharp major, you can use I think you can use the number sign, but if not, just write sharp. It'll let people know. This is just there, so if you do send this off for mixing, they don't have to guess what key it's in or try to figure it out themselves. It's already done, which means they can finish your track quicker and get it back to you. So you're going to label that 001. Then you're going to go 002 snare. You can see what I'm naming them up here in the browser window. 003 hats. These aren't getting rendered because I don't need them. There's nothing going into those, and there's no point in rendering silence. Then this hat loop 1, hat loop 2, and rim, which is just like a snare hit or a drumstick hitting the rim of a snare. You're going to do that for all your tracks. The reason why you want to use the 00 number system is because computers archive things kind of weird. So if it's set up 1, 2, 3, 4, when you hit 11, 11's going to get archived up with the ones. So the way your number system is going to look, it's going to go 1, 11, 2, 22, 3. You see what I mean? It gets messy. So by putting the 00 and starting there and then going 00, like 001, and then when you get to 10, 10, then when you get to 20, 20, it just allows your computer to archive it correctly. So when you load it in to mix it, it loads in the correct order. So that's pretty much pretty much everything. The reason why I like to render the audio, somebody asked me to cover that, so I'm just gonna load that in. The pros, less CPU. If you're running a bunch of synths or running, let's say, a contact library that's very, very extensive, you're running all that in real time. So it's going, okay, what do I need? Grab it. What do I need? Grab it. All the time. And if you're running a synth with multiple voices like Supersaws, for one note, let's say you have 8 voices, that's now 8 notes. So if you're playing a chord with 3 notes, that's 8 times 3. It gets pretty thick. So that's 24 notes for a chord. Now imagine that times 5 if you're using a lot of instruments with multiple voices. It gets crazy. So by rendering to audio, less CPU load. 2, you can't change the MIDI. So there's no distractions. You can't go, oh, I'm gonna go back and fix the composition. No, you're past that stage, you're at mixing. So no distraction. Easy automation. As you can see right here, I'm not gonna click into FL because then I have to bring this back up. But you could see every peak. So that means if the drums cut out for a second or there's like a weird error, you can see in the transients where that error is. You can see where instruments are playing and where they're not. It's not like the FL window with all the MIDI where you go, I actually don't know what's making the sticker, what's playing here. You wouldn't know. But with audio, you could see it. And it looks cleaner. When you load up a project like a window with a whole bunch of different audio clips, people can just go, oh, wow, that's so clean. You're so organized. And you can just laugh because it's like, yeah, it is. Cons, you can't go back, which means you better have good quality. You have to have it to the level to where you're ready to commit to every single sound. So that kick drum, once it's rendered, it's rendered. Once all those parts are down, there's no going in and going, oh man, I don't like this chord, let's change it. Because you're past that. You're at the mixing stage. So composition first, then mixing. Last, no doubling back. And I mean that. That's the same as the last thing, but you can't go back and change MIDI. I struggled with that for a long time. I would be scared. I would be like, oh no, what if it's not good enough? Let's just work in the project. And then my computer would start sputtering. It couldn't load. I was getting underruns like crazy. I couldn't hear what I was doing because I was stubborn. I was scared to print it. I didn't think it was good enough. And once I realized, I printed it, and then I went, wow, this sounds terrible. Now I know my sounds are going to sound terrible regardless, unless I do it correct in the first place. So just for an example, I'm going to show you guys like a little bit of something I'm working on right now. It's not mixed. As you can see, everything's just raw. I don't like, it's just basic level set, and YouTube's going to butcher the balances anyway. So I'll just give you a play. It's going to jump at the beginning because OBS tends to lag my computer. But this is what it sounds like. But just from that, you can see the level I get to before loading a single effect. Once I get it to that level, I know it's printing time. Print it down, render the stems, and then get to mixing. So, like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you like the information. I got a new vocal suite coming up on how to record and mix pro quality vocals. So if that's what you're looking for, you came to the right place. So like if you like the video, subscribe if you want more cool stuff, share it with your friends, and have fun mixing. Peace.